Good morning, students. You are most welcome to the language class. Today we will start a new chapter, that is chapter 11, modals. So at first we have to know what is modals. A modal verb is a type of verb that is used to indicate modality. Modality means likelihood, that is, what do you like to do or not like to do. Ability, that means able to do. Permission, for seeking permission or asking something. We use modals to request. Capacity means to doing the ability of the work. Suggestions, to give any suggestion means to give not it is an advice, but we can suggest that you can do this or you cannot do this like this. Order, for giving orders we use modals. Obligations, to stop someone from something we use obligation to, that is called obligation, we use for that also. And for advice also, for doing something good, for not doing something, that is called advice. Modal verbs always accompany with the base form of another verb having semantic content. That means, for example, we can write a composition. Can is a modal. Write, write, write is the base form or the main verb, main form of the verb, isn't it? So we have, when we are using modals, we will use the base form of the verb. Listen to this, base form of the verb. Okay. In English, the modal verbs commonly used are can, could, may, might, must, will, would, shall, should, ought to, etc. Function of modal verb. A modal verb gives information about the function of the main verb that it governs. Today we will read the modal verbs, that is, there are a few new auxiliary verbs. The modal verbs are also called the auxiliary verbs, but they are modals. Okay, can, may, and should are special type of auxiliary verbs. They are called modal auxiliary verbs or simply modals. Understood? Can, may, and should are a special type of auxiliary verbs. These shows something else I have discussed just now. They are called modal auxiliary verbs or modals. Understood? For example, there are five families are there. Can family, there is can and could. Can is used in the present form, could is used for past form. Shall family, they have two members, shall and should. Shall is for present and should is for past. Will family, will and would. Will is the present, would is the past. May is the present and might is the past. And must is only must. No past form and present form. In both the forms, must is used. See, we all learn the first two families, can and shall. We will read today can and shall. Okay. Can is used for request. Can you pass the salt, please? Okay, you are requesting. Someone is requesting to pass the salt. That means they are in the dining table and they are eating something and they are telling to pass the salt. You can say others also. She can dance on stage. This is the ability. She is able to dance on the stage. Anyone can do well in life. That is possibility. Okay, that it is possible to do well in life. You can go to Sharishka if you do well in your exam. That is permission. For granting a permission. Okay. Next we will go. We can use the word not with can. Notice the spelling cannot. When we speak, we normally use the shortened form can't. Okay. We can also use its past form, past tense form, that is could or could not or couldn't. Okay. Therefore, we can use can, cannot, can't and their past tense form could, could not, couldn't in some situations. The functions of could and could not have been mentioned in the bracket in the following sentences. I couldn't pass the driving test. Mention of ability here, not being able to do something. So can is used to can is used to request inquiry or willingness. Can you help me doing my sums? Ability, Mona can dance. Possibility, Rima can swim in the pond but can't in the river. Permission, you can go for a vacation if you do well in exam. Inability or impossibility, that is negative. Negative means we have to use no or not. We can't go out without our parents permission. So the parents, if the parents will not give the permission, we are unable to go out. Okay. Next comes could. Ability. It is used in past tense. Until Rehan's brother grew taller, he could not run faster than his younger. He could run faster than his younger brother. That means Rehan's brother grew taller now. So Rehan's brother can run faster now. But before he grew taller, Rehan could run faster than his younger brother. Understood? That means two brother, Rehan and Rehan have a brother. Here, Rehan's younger brother grew taller, and as he grew taller, Rehan was unable to compete with him. Okay. Now his younger brother, runs faster than him. Understood? Not being able to do something. Hima couldn't swim. Okay? Next is shall. Wait for 1 minute. Shall. So, we will now learn the uses of shall. Read the sentences below. To ask a question for specific information. Shall I keep the juice ready? To suggest something. I don't want to study now. Shall we play badminton? So, it is a suggestion. She is asking for a suggestion. Shall we play badminton? Because she will not study that time. To announce something definite. We shall be landing in Colombo in 20 minutes. Pilot in the aircraft. So, a pilot, while in the aircraft, he is announcing that they will land the Colombo in 20 minutes. Okay. Next, we have to read the dialogues and say what type of function it is doing. Shall we go to school together tomorrow? Okay. Next, we will read should. In modern English, shall is very rarely used except to give strict orders or to forbid something. So, shall is a modal, but it is rarely means very less time it is used. And except to give strict order, shall is used to give strict order or to forbid something. You shall not fly over the forbidden forest, Mr. Wizard. So, Mr. Wizard is telling you shall not fly over the forbidden forest. That means the forest is forbidden, so you should not fly over there, Mr. Wizard. Someone is instructing. So it is a strict order that you shall not do this. The word should in the past tense form of shall and is frequently used in the English for different functions. Some functions of should are given below. So the word should, it is the past form of shall, and it is used frequently in the English. That means it is used, too much used. Some functions of should. I feel lazy, I should exercise more. As I am feeling lazy, I should exercise more. This is talk about the right things to do. Next, should I go for a swim? It is ask for advice. Okay. Number C, you shouldn't waste time. It is an advice. It is someone is giving the advice to another person. To take a national talent test, you should register with the inspector of schools. It is an official order. It is an official order. Okay, now we will discuss the questions. See, read each sentence carefully and write the functions of can in each. I can ride a horse. So it is an ability. You have to write ability. We can play with my brother on the terrace. This is an permission because he is seeking an permission. I can stay, or you can say it a request also. No, it is an permission. I can stay out till 7 pm. It is an possibility. So number 4 and 5 you will do by yourself. Next, this one. Read the sentences below, change them into their past and negative forms. One has been done for you. I can ride horse. I could ride a horse. That is in past form. I cannot ride a horse. Negative form. We can play with my brother on the terrace. This is a question. We could play with my brother on the terrace. That is past form. And the negative form will be we cannot play with my brother on the terrace. Number 3. You can stay out till 7 pm. You could stay out till 7 pm past, and you cannot stay out till 7 pm is negative. I can save this answer on the computer for you. I could save this answer on the computer for you. Or you can say, I cannot save this answer on the computer for you. Rest of the 2 you will do by yourself. Next day you will get the answers. To ask a question for specific information. Shall I keep the juice ready? So this is the uses, and now here you have to write the uses. Read each dialogue carefully. State the function of shall in each. Number 1 is done for you. Which dress shall I wear for the annual day fete? This is an asking a question for specific information. He is asking a question, but the answer will be specific. So it for specific information. Shall we go to school together tomorrow? This is a suggestion. Shall we have lunch now? This is an asking a question for specific information. Yes. Where shall we go? This is an to suggest something. Okay. Next. The chief guest has arrived. We shall start the meeting very soon. So this is an announcement announcing something definite. Let's sit in your places. In our places. Sorry. Let's sit in our places. Shall we? This is a suggestion. Okay. Next is coming another one. This one you will do by yourself. Number B I am doing for you. Dash can drive a car. Can you drive a car? I have not learned how to drive yet. I cannot. Okay. So do this one. And here is the function and the sentences. To talk about the right things to do. So you have to choose from here to talk about the right things to do. I should not watch too much TV. To ask advice. To ask advice. Should I join the gym? Asking for the advice. To give advice. You shouldn't wait to get the photocopies done. Okay, to give an official order, you shouldn't you should complete the report by tomorrow. So like this you have to choose and do in your book. Understood? And I have given the answers in PDF form also, that I have discussed. So you will do there in the book. Okay? So once again I'm telling, a modal verb is a type of verb that is used to indicate modality, that is likelihood, ability, permission, request, capacity, suggestion, order, obligation or advice. Modal verbs always accompany the base form of another verb having semantic content. In English, the modal verbs commonly used are can, could, may, might, must, will, would, shall, should, ought to, etc. And a modal verb gives information about the function of the main verb that it governs. Next is modal verbs can, could, and shall, should. We will read here. Can is request, inquiry about willingness, and ability, possibility, permission, inability, or possibility in negative also. Could we use for ability in past and not being able to do something. Shall is used to ask a question for specific information, to suggest something, to announce something definite, rarely used to give strict orders or to forbid something. That means to strictly to stop something. Okay? And should we use to talk about the right thing to do, to ask for advice, advice, to give an official order. Okay? And here the answers I have discussed, I have given, and you have to do page number 62, 4 and 5, 63, 5 and 6, and page number 63 do in book. This one I have done all 2, 3, 4, and one is already done for you, and 64 number B I have done, C, D you have to do, and number 2 also you have to do in book. Okay, next I will give the answers and we will discuss the next chapter. So read this, and if you have any question, please ask in the live class. Okay, so till the next class, goodbye, have a nice time.